Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you very much for joining our multiplier event this afternoon, where we will present you the results of the GAMLEC Erasmus Plus project. And we want certainly to discuss and talk with you about the quality of life of care home residents and how to support this. For this, you will see we have developed a very nice game, a serious game, so that it helps to open the discussions with professionals, caregivers, family members, and also the home care or care home residents. This session is a multiplier event taking actually virtually place from the Netherlands, where my company is based, AFEdemy, and we are one of the partners. You see here in the very first screen all the partners that are participating in this Erasmus Plus project. Welcome again, everybody, and thank you very much for joining. Now I will present you the agenda for today. So we have a very easy and short agenda. First of all, me, myself, and I didn't want to say that, but just came so out. My name is Javier Ganzarain, and I am CEO of AFEdemy, an SME based in Gouda, the Netherlands, and we are one of the partners of this GAMLEC project, Erasmus Plus project. Today we will also have a look to the game to explain where it came from, the background, how it was developed, and all the things, all the outcomes of this very interesting and nice project and very interesting results. This will be done by Sylvie Schoch, who is the project coordinator and the CEO from IP International GmbH from Germany. Thank you very much, Sylvie, for joining us and presenting and collaborating in this multiplier event. Thank you. After Sylvie's introduction to GAMLEC and the game results, I will also present you and make a short explanation of the e-learning platform, which is available for everybody for free. And then, of course, the most important part for us is to get to know your opinion, if you have any questions or answers, and we will open for that discussion at 15:45. During this time, I kindly ask all participants to please mute your microphone and your video. But in between, if you don't want to forget your question and you want already to post it while Sylvia and I are presenting it, of course, please use the chat functionality for this. So we will start right now with the presentation of GAMLEC itself, and this will be done by Sylvie Schoch. Sylvie, the floor is yours. Thank you very much. I will mute now myself.
Thank you, Javier, for this very nice and kind introduction. And thank you to all participants for joining us today. It is a pleasure to share with you our game. And I was thinking I'll start off about the story, like how it all began. Like, I am a trainer and I'm a business coach, and I've always thought that learning should be fun and learning should be something that is a pleasure. And so I started very early, many years ago, like almost 20 years ago, to invent games, serious games for adults, at first for my students at Bologna University in Italy, and then for the companies, for organizations, and especially, let's say, topics that people do not like that much. For example, in the automobile industry, I created a learning game on health and safety in the workplace. You know, all that stuff that people actually do not really like to learn. So I thought there should be a way to make it fun, to make it more accessible. And but how come we started with the care home sector, so to say? And this has to be with to do with my personal story, because at a certain point my father needed help. So in the beginning I would sustain him at home, but then he made a decision and he said, well, you have your own life, you have to earn your money, you're self-employed and so on and so forth. I'm going to go to a care home, right? And that was like the first time in my life I really got in touch with the care homes and with the work people who work in care homes do, with the conditions, with the huge change for a person who, out of their free will, my father made this decision, go to a care home. And I thought, oh, wow, but these are organizations. And it's very interesting, you know, because in the end, their client, their customers are people, there are lives, there are stories. So, and since I am a trainer, I started to work with care homes, like on communication, conflict solving, collaboration, and so on and so forth, and found out that at least in Germany, the quality criteria that, by the way, serve for the audits run by the National Health Services and the health authorities are written in a very complicated way and very complicated sentences. And even for native speaker, German native speakers, it was kind of complicated. And there the idea was born. I said, okay, let's make a game out of it. And what you see here is the first game. It is specific for Germany. It's specific for the quality requirements for the care homes, for the German authorities. But then, you know, like I spent half of my life in Italy and in Canada and in other countries. And I thought, well, but the situation is very similar in many European countries. And talking to people, and it turned out, well, it would be interesting to make a contribution to improve the quality of life of care home residents, but working on criteria that are kind of softer and that can be applied in all European countries, at least to start off with. And so the entire idea was born. I talked to the partners, to the organizations who became partners of the project, and everybody was like, oh, great idea, let's do it. And here we are. So this is how we created, or we started off with the GAMLEC game. Javi, can you put next slide? And this is how we started off. We did not start off immediately with the game because we had to lay the grounds for the game. So first of all, we worked on the learning goals and the objectives. So what do we want people to learn or to think about when they play or after the game? And then we studied, we did desk research and national reports. Then the European Compendium on Quality Criteria was created, and we were working on 3 different criteria families on autonomy, social participation, and dignity. And there the criteria were developed, which are, by the way, the basics for the game. And you will see on the cards then that the criteria are always reflected in the cards, even though we, of course, we interviewed people working in care homes to have real life examples. But let's say it's always based on the quality criteria mentioned in the European Compendium, and then an educational framework, which is, so to say, the academic background on game-based learning for adults. Because it is important to tell people game-based learning is not just for children, it's for adults, and the results are very, very encouraging. And by the way, it makes learning fun. Everything you see here, you find it, of course, on the platform, and Javier will show you the platform, will explain more. And you can download these documents in all 5 languages, like English was our working language. You can download it in Dutch, in German, in Lithuanian, and in Italian. It's, of course, free of charge because it's open educational research. So this is, so to say, the basis, but, and there's a lot of information. you're really invited to go through, you know, like window shopping, check it out and maybe dig in here, dig in there. But let's go to play the game. Are you ready to go? So here you see the board. It is a board game, and we are moving from start to excellence, because the more you advance in the game, the more the quality of life for care home residents increases. So you have the board, but then you have all the playing cards, and this is quite easy. Our idea was it should be easy to play, it should be fun, it should be, how to say, food for thought, but in a very nice and kind way. That was very important to us. Now, the spirit of every game we know is, if something is good, you advance, you go towards the goal or towards excellence in this specific case. And if something is detrimental to the values, or in this case, detrimental to the quality of life for the care home residents, you have to go back. Or you have to stay put and think, or sometimes you have to stay put, but you're allowed to pick up another card, because just keep in mind, the final objective of the game is to learn more on how to improve the quality of life for care home residents. And by the way, working on the game, or even playing the game, it increases our awareness, not only for the quality of life for the residents, but it makes us think about our own quality of life, and maybe all the privileges or little nice things we have, we do not even realize on a day-to-day basis. So, and to make it easy, we put on each card if you are allowed to move forward, or if you have to move backward. So you see it. And then here's, you see also compendium P236, which means this content, this learning content on this card refers to the quality criterion number 236 in the group of participation. And this is just an example. Congrats, you have been granted an award for being a family member of one of the residents volunteering in the nursing home. This is how you stay connected with your loved ones, contributing to the well-being of other residents as well. So the idea is to offer examples. It's, by the way, it's all real life examples. We just changed the names because we want to protect the privacy of the people, but it refers to a specific criterion. So this is the big two categories. So the good and the bad. So move forward or stay put and move backward. Then we had to deal with something very specific. In the nursing homes, caregivers, professional carers do not have enough time to do all the things they would love to do. Like the many how to say, calls we had, or I had, because I'm not from the nursing sector, with the nurses or the caregivers, they often said, you know what, we do not have the time to do all these things we would like to do. And oftentimes they said, you know what, when I go home in the evening, I feel bad, because there are so many things I would have loved to do, but I just couldn't find the time, you know, because we are understaffed and we do not have the time. Work is a lot. So since we wanted to focus also on the softer criteria, you know, what makes life a little nicer, even though you might not desperately need it. And we at least we wanted to mention it, but never make people feel guilty or feel bad because they cannot do it. And what happened to me as a trainer in care homes, talking about things like that, they would give me the look and think, oh my gosh, you see, she's not from our sector. Does she think we can put flowers and napkins of the favorite color of the people on the table? We already have a hard time fulfilling the really necessary duties. So in order to not get trapped in this feeling like, oh my gosh, she is way out there, we needed a metaphor, you know, at least to get the message across. Maybe you cannot do it every day, but maybe there's one day you have 2 seconds more, and maybe that day you can do it. So we used the fairy. We have the good fairy, who represents all these things that could in a day-to-day work day in a nursing home be perceived as wishful thinking. These people are out there, okay? And it was also important because, like, we have a fairy, you know, and what if we had another a person? We did want desperately to avoid any blame game, anything that could make the people feel bad or finger pointed or accused. So we use the metaphor of the good fairy, and we also have the evil fairy. And the evil fairy was important too, because, like, you know, we are convinced that everybody is always trying to do their very best, or even making mistakes. They do it with their very best intention. But we did not want to not bring up the issues or touchy things. And this was really a big challenge in our game. We thought, oh my gosh, how can we talk about things that happen? Nobody would ever. It happens, and we want also make you know, people think critically and realize not be that obvious all the time. And this is the duty, so to say, of the evil fairy. The evil fairy is the bad one. She does what in terms of behavior, what nobody would like to do, but yeah, bad things happen, to put it in a nice way. The original expression is different. So here we have the good fairy and the evil fairy, but they are still part of the categories like or detrimental to the quality of life for their residents. And this is, so to say, the easy-going version of the game. Like here, you sit at the table, up to 6 people, you just shuffle the cards and you start playing. And it's very easy. And another thing we were aware of is that people working in a nursing home do not have time. So you could ask, oh my gosh, they don't have time, they are supposed to play. So we really spend a lot of time making sure that it is quick and easy to play. And if 6 people play, it takes approximately maximum 1 hour to play. If 2 people play, sometimes it's 15-20 minutes. So this is, so to say, the easy peasy version of the game, easy to play for everybody. And I got feedback when in the care homes, where it was difficult for the nurses and the caregivers to imagine how a game on these topics would be. And then the end, they said, you know what, we're really happy because it's not just fun, but it's so easy to play. So we will definitely play it with the family members and the volunteers. And when we have, you know, the summer parties, we will create one table to play the game, especially with the family members, because it helps also to show them our day-to-day work and what we are doing, because the most important objective of the project was, of course, to improve the quality of life of
Hi, Sylvie, sorry, but I cannot hear you at the moment. Can you hear me? Sorry, everybody. Looks like we lost Sylvie for a while. For a second, she was just finalizing the presentation of the easy version of the game. Let's see.
Yes, I'm back. I'm back.
Ah, you're back. Very good. So you get
Sorry
the floor
about
back.
that, but at a certain point, everything disappeared.
Yeah,
so
okay.
Thank you for your patience. So that is the easy version of the game. But while we were creating it, and Javi, can you show the next slide, please? We thought, okay, it would be nice for the professional caregivers and the nurses to have some specific cards for them, and which might contain learning content that is not of easy access for the family members, but for them it would be interesting. So we created another category of cards. Here you cannot lose, because we always wanted to underline that we appreciate the work that is being done by the professional carers. And these are the orange cards you're seeing. So these are cards that are added to the other cards you've already seen when only professional carers are playing. So this is something that had not been originally planned in our project, but we added it, and the experience showed that they really appreciated and they liked it. Now we have another version of the game, so you really get a lot of options, and that is the green cards, and these are cards that are used when the game is being played with what we call a game coach. The game coach is a coach or a sort of a trainer. In this case, the players are organized in teams, in 2 teams. Like the easy-going, the simple game is individuals playing against each other, up to maximum 6 individuals, and here we are playing in 2 teams. This means here we are adding value in terms of team building, putting family members, volunteers, and professional caregivers, for example, in one team helps to change perspective, helps an exchange that normally does not take place. And here the green cards, the game coach cards, always contain a task. And usually we add 1 card. So if maximum the simple game takes 1 hour, you have to add another hour more or less to do the exercise. And the 2 teams then have their own, so to say, a little breakout session where they work on the task they have to fulfill. For example, here it is building a new nursing home. What would you think is the perfect nursing home? What should be in a perfect nursing home? Should there be a hairdresser? Should there be I don't know, a church or a synagogue or a mosque or whatsoever religions are represented there, or a room for prayer, or should there be stores, a coffee shop, whatsoever, whatever you can think of. And here the teams, for example, brainstorm on how the perfect nursing home should be, and then they exchange the results of their teamwork, and then they continue and they resume the game. And this was, so to say, an additional version of the game that provides a fun training session the nursing homes can handle by themselves. They don't need an external trainer, because for all this, you get all the explanations you need in the single documents you can find online on the e-learning platform, and you can download it in all languages. And last but not least, and this is something we are very proud of, you can continue developing the game. like working with a partner in the Netherlands, 2 in Germany, 2 in Italy, and 1 in Lithuania, we realized we have a lot of things in common. We also have specific topics, specific things in our different countries, and in the different nursing homes, they might have specific interests or specific facilities that are not shared on a European level, or maybe they have epiphanies, great ideas, and are extremely creative and want to create their own cards. So what we are providing too is here templates. In other words, these are editable PDFs for all card categories I showed, and then you can create your own content. And you get very specific, very detailed instructions on how to create content, how long it should be, what you should be aware of, how you should word it in order to never blame anybody, you know, and in order to make it fun. So you get the opportunity to create your own game and to add to the game. Maybe also for other, how to say, populations, not only for the care homes, maybe it could be just anything. So you're free to develop the game furthermore. And what would be very nice from our point of view is to learn from each other, because that was our experience too in this project. We learned a lot from each other. And therefore you have the opportunity to upload the cards if you create some, or to share your learning experience on the forum. And Javier will explain this furthermore. And as I said, in the end, what we learned maybe next, Javier, from our project is that being involved in improving the quality of life of care home residents, we learned a lot about our quality of life too. And we can say in the end, everybody's a winner when improving the quality of life of care home residents. So that was, so to say, my part to talk about the game. Of course, you are invited to ask questions after Javier's introduction and explanations, which are a little bit more technical about our e-learning platform. So for now, thank you very much for the floor, for listening to my long monologue. I hope it was not boring. And I could get the message of our game across. So thank you very much. And it's a pleasure for me to introduce you to our game. Javier, up to you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Sylvie, for having conducted us in this project, these very nice results. Indeed, it's very nice to see that from the initial ideas we had with one version, at the end involving the carers, involving the families, the care home residents, we came out with the need of also improving and including other versions, for the care professionals and also for the playing with the coach. So this is very nice indeed. We also learned from each other, and it was also very nice to give the option also to the different players that they develop their own cards, because we have seen while playing that they come out with very new ideas, new experiences that which are really great, and they would also like to share. So why not to offer them that possibility? And this is indeed what I am going to present you right now. This is the window where we make all these things available on the internet. And this is our so-called e-learning platform. Here you can find the URL GAMLEC.eu, and the main page has been developed as the project has been driven in English, but as Sylvie already mentioned, all the materials, all the cards, all the game boards have been translated, and all the materials that that you can download from this platform, they are all in 5 languages: English, German, Dutch, Italian, and Lithuanian. So this is an impressive work, actually, what we have achieved, and we would like here to present it to you. So this is just the area where you can have access to it. By the way, talking about access and accessibility, you can find here at the bottom right of the screen an icon which represents an accessibility tool, which we offer to you so that you can adapt it to your own preferences. So you can make the text bigger, smaller, etc. You can see, give more emphasis to the titles, whatever it is, or even read it aloud. So this is a very nice tool because we want to make this tool accessible for everybody. Everybody should be able to play, have fun, for improving the quality of life of care home residents. So this is really our purpose. I move forward now. So from this area, we also present here some interesting things. Perhaps Sylvie, you would like to take the floor back?
I was just thinking of it because I was so focused on the game, but like this is something we had not planned to in the beginning, but we wanted to create like an easy access. And so we created 2 quizzes. All the quizzes are available in all 5 languages where you can just check your knowledge. Okay, so it is kind of a multiple choice and you get immediately a response if your answer was right or if it was half right, or if you maybe could think or go deeper with your knowledge. And this is sort of a very easy-going beginning before you start playing. So thank you, Javi, for reminding me. There's so many things.
Yeah, thank you, Sylvie. So this is a very good start point to use the game and check your knowledge. So thank you, Sylvia, again. And from that point, then right at the beginning, we also present you the different accesses to the game in these 5 languages. We have tried to make it very visual, easy to understand in different ways. And through here, you get access to all the documents that you can download and make use of them. So, for instance, if we continue, I will present or concentrate our multiplier event in the English version to make it more easy for everybody. But as we said, it's available in all the 5 languages. And coming back to this English version here, for instance, you will find the game board. You will find all the card decks that Sylvie has presented us, and also the do-it-yourself gallery. This is the place where you can download, for instance, all these templates for making your own cards. In case you need some guidelines, background information, etc., we also have it here available in this page. And at the end, we also offer the possibility to share your own experiences via the forum. So
may I just add one thing? Sorry for interrupting. What's important to us is we have, when you download, you can download everything. And we have 2 print versions, 2 different versions. So you have one print version where you can print the board, the cards with your own simple printer at home. And there is a print version if you want, to invest some money for a professional printer. But anyways, you can print everything easily on your printer at home. You don't need specific or special equipment. Thank you. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you very much. What you were mentioning, Sylvie, gives me also the floor to show the difference between these 2 files. In the board game, for instance, we have these 2 options. And as Sylvie already mentioned, we have the version here, which is shown in 6 individual pages, because like this, we thought, the people also want to print the board game in their own homes or nursing homes, etc. And this is one possibility. On the right, you see that option, of course, available in all these 5 languages. And on the left, we also have the version that you can download, bring you to a professional copy print, so that or for a more qualitative board game. So this is one of the sections that is available in the e-learning platform. We also have from there, of course, access to the forum. I will go more into detail for this section. The forum is again very, very easy, as all the accessibility to all these documents. You can download them in a very easy and standard way. Most of them are PDFs, so really you are most used to download them and use them. So we have we have tried to make it as accessible as possible, really. So this is the area where we can share our experience with other members of the GAMLEC Forum community. And here I show you how it looks like. Yeah, so when you enter into the GAMLEC Forum, and you again have access to 5 different forums, one for each of the languages. So you can select in which language you would like to participate, in which language would you like to have a look to the comments from and experiences that are being shared by other colleagues or partners, friends from the community. And of course, if you are if you can participate in different languages, you are again more than welcome to participate in these different options. So this is very easy to follow, certainly. And here we would like to share with you a very short impression of the result of a trial we did in a nursing home in Römergarten in Germany. And unfortunately, you won't be able to listen to it, but you can see the reactions. They are really, this is the result of having played the GAMLEC game. And as you can see, they are really, really happy. It was really fun for them. And what we are trying, of course, is that, or we have seen even sharing it with others in different countries, that we all together can make a difference, and improve the quality of life of care home residents. And of course, we kindly invite you also to share your experiences. Sorry, this is again coming, it was very short, but I hope that our message is clear. Learning and improving quality of life can also be fun, and we, all of us, can gain from this experience. Now it's already 44 past, even 1 minute ahead our calculation. And we would like to open the floor to get to know your experiences, your thoughts, your comments, questions. This is an open floor now, so thank you very much for your attention and your patience. Now the floor is yours, so I don't know who would like to start. Everybody can do that. Thank you very much. I will stop sharing now my screen so that we can see the faces of everybody. And you are also kindly invited to start sharing your video and open your microphone so that we all interact with each other. Thank you very much. We open the floor.
Thank you, Javier, for your introduction. Thank you very much.
Everybody can also write in the chat, so feel free to do so. And Dimitri, you were mentioning one question before. Perhaps I would kindly ask you to post again your reflections.
Thank you. We will discuss in our teleconference in March next year. Some of such elements of e-learning and to obtain the different advantage in the creativity and emotionality.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Sylvie, did you get the question? Because I couldn't understand it. Did you get the questions, Sylvie?
I didn't understand. I was just asking Dumitru if he can kindly, he said of March next year, this is what I got, if there is the possibility to do this online, to use creativity and emotions.
Yes, in March next year,
Mm-hmm.
we have a teleconference of young researchers, development of conscious society. And this conference will discuss and the learning process of in the eldering creativity and emotionality.
Yes.
In such a way, I invite you to participate in this teleconference.
Oh, thank you very much. That's very interesting because, like, actually, that's something I always cared a lot about, because I think if positive, or we know that if emotions are involved, you know, like learning is deeper. So I think this is a very good idea. So thank you very much for inviting. I will be pleased to do so, because maybe I don't know if I get it across, but in this project, we all put our heart in the project. So it was challenging. It was not always easy, and Javier can confirm. But the emotional. So to say, the emotional part was very, very strong and very important to keep us going also. Thank you, Dumitru.
I'll present the invitation for all the group of our court.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
very much, Dumitru.
There are some things in the chat.
Yeah, it was Barin Bentley saying thank you very much. It was great, and greetings from Turkey. So we had a Turkish friend, Parna. Thank you very much. He has already left, I think. I also posted the link to the GAMLEC e-learning platform on the chat. I will show it to you also again in the presentation. But if I show this way, I won't be able to see you, so I will do it otherwise.
Oh, but it was on the right.
Yeah, it was on the right one, but
Yeah.
I cannot see you. I have to start first another
Okay,
screen.
okay, good.
Yeah, if that's a functionality from Zoom that is not working so well. So let me go
Anyways,
back.
it's www.gamlec.eu.
Yeah, correct.
And please, you can use the game for your own purposes. Just one thing, or this is what I told at the Italians at the Italian Multiplier event too. When creating card content, besides the fact that you get instructions on how to do it, it's really step by step, but be aware of one thing. For all we had this too as an experience, for all the, let's say the no-goes, all the things you should not do or are not good for the quality of life of the residents. At the beginning, we would think, oh, wow, this is really not good. So you should go back 5 spaces or so on and so forth. When you create own cards, keep in mind that you have to keep the balance. If it is too much backward, you don't go to win anymore, and then you would lose the fun. You know what I mean? So whenever creating cards and adding cards to the existing game, then just think of maybe create one positive card and a negative one. So to keep the balance between the two. Or if you create only positives, then maybe take out positives from the game we created, so that you keep the balance between moving forward and moving backward. Just a little tip for creating your own game.
And of course, at the end, if you would like also to share that experience in terms of images or even videos, or new cards that you have designed in the forum of the e-learning platform, you are more than welcome to share it with others. We want to encourage this knowledge and these experiences to be spread all over Europe. So we want to do it in different languages. So feel free. You get the floor in that case to share those nice experiences we have seen in the different testing and the trials and multiplier events in the different countries, that the game is very much well received by all the communities. So we would certainly like you also to try it. Go to www.gamlec.eu, try it, have a look at it. It's very easy, and you get free access to all this documentation. You get free access to download the board, the cards, everything. So we are more than happy with this project. Thank you very much, Sylvie, again, for having driven us so nicely in a team. I don't know if is there anyone else willing to have another discussion or a question?
We are here to answer all your questions and to help you. If you have fantastic ideas or epiphanies, tell us. We are always willing to learn. Just maybe one example, at the multiplier event in Italy, there was different associations. One is taking care of people suffering from dementia. In our game, there are some learning cards on dementia, but of course we wanted to cover as many topics as possible, as it is in the compendium, in the European Compendium on Quality of Life. So there is something on dementia, but we did not create a game specifically on dementia. But they were so impressed that they became associate partners, and they are now starting to develop the game further, adding specific cards only on dementia. So, you know, for their own purposes, because their purpose is they are working and taking care of people with dementia. So they are actually adapting the game to their specific purposes, to their specific goals and content. So I think this is great. But there are a lot of different branches or topics that you can add. So please feel free to use the game and to develop it further.
Yeah, actually, this brings me to the point, because sometimes in the nursing homes, well, in every organization at the end, there might be some things that could be a little bit unpleasant to communicate or not easy to communicate. And through the game, we have developed also those two cards, the good fairy and the evil fairy, which can support you to bring those discussion points into the board, to discuss them openly with the other partners without finger pointing anyone. So you have different chances. You also have the cards for playing with the coach. You also have the cards only for professionals, but if you want to invite also, I don't know, the family members or the nursing care home residents, you also have the possibilities of the beneficial and detrimental cards. So there are different possibilities, and you can adapt, as Sylvie already mentioned, you can even develop further all the different possibilities. So I think it's a great thing.
And we would use this language. It's good for team building and for feeling part of a group. I can talk about our consortium, and by the way, I'd like to thank all the partners. Like, okay, I mean, you may have a great idea, but to make things happen, you need different people with different competencies, with different background. And if we created this game, this is because we worked all together. Now, we had the problem that the game is meant to be a presence game. We deliberately wanted people to sit around a table and play the game. And then COVID came. So actually, we as a consortium, we met once. All the rest was online and through email and all virtual communication. And even though everything was virtual, when we played the first time the game all together at our learning, teaching and training activity, it boosted our group, it boosted collaboration, it boosted the sense of belonging, it boosted the sense of, wow, we are a group. And even though we just met once in our lifetime and we didn't know each other before, we are from different cultures, and nobody speaks their own mother tongue. Everybody speaks English, and English is not the mother tongue of any of us. So at the end of the game, of the playing experience, I think we became a real group. So this is something I really want to underline. Maybe even you cannot play it around a table. We managed to play it virtually, a board game. And it had really a very positive effect on our group, on our consortium. So just
yeah, very good point, Sylvie. I do remember that case, and that was really nice, and it was really making a difference in the whole group. So I see there are no further questions from the audience. We hope to see you soon, perhaps in the forum. So you are more than welcome to join it and share with us your experiences. Spread the word. Thank you very much again for joining us. It's been a pleasure for your participation in this multiplier event from GAMLEC project. Thank you very much, and best wishes to all of you. I will stop sharing now and stop the recording. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.